Welcome to James Parker Sculpture. In this video I'm going to introduce you to my friends and fellow exhibitors at the world-renowned Chelsea Flower Show. I'm sure you're going to really enjoy this video. The talent of these people is simply incredible. First of all, we have Rupert Till, one of the leading contemporary wire sculptors in the UK. Brian Alabaster, one of the country's leading figurative sculptors. And finally, Capel Tenison of Border Sundials, maker of the most incredible sundials and armillary spheres. For those of you who don't know me, I'm James Parker, a sculpture artist based here in Scotland, mainly known for my stacked slate sculptures. My sculptures usually take bold and simple forms. The construction itself is the source of great intrigue to many, and the shadows between the layers of slate create a fabric-like appearance. Despite current events, I continue to be extremely busy in the workshop and welcome inquiries from around the world. For me personally, what was going to be so special about this year's RHS Chelsea Flower Show was the unveiling of my limited edition bronze apple. I believe it really is a showstopper and look forward to exhibiting it next year. If after watching this video you'd like to get in touch with either myself or any of my fellow exhibitors appearing here in this short film, you'll find our contact details together with social media links in the description of this video. I really hope you enjoy this small flavour of Chelsea Flower Show.
I'm Rupert Till and I'm a wire sculptor, and I've been making creations like these for nearly 30 years, and this would have been my 26th year at Chelsea Flower Show. I got into recycling wire when I was at Chelsea School of Art. Now I live in the Cotswolds, about 6 miles north of Cheltenham. For those of you that have visited Chelsea Flower Show, you'll know where James is, on the Rock Bank Garden. Well, I'm next door, and I've been there for a number of years. Been very lucky to have had the same stand. One of the other lucky things is that some of my sculptures over the years have been included in show gardens. And the first one was in 1997 when I made 3 wire sheep for the Country Life Garden, and that was designed by Rupert Gulby. And since then I've appeared in numerous gardens and worked with quite a few garden designers and garden contractors. One of the great things about Chelsea is the fact that you get an opportunity to meet and discuss new projects and new ideas, and this is one of the projects that I had in my mind and I discussed briefly with a client, and I said I'd quite like to make it. This is Never Alone, a new sculpture which I was going to be displaying for the first time. It's another one of my Little Hair series which I started last year. And so they sort of commissioned the idea, and I sketched through a number of ideas of how I wanted it to be. And I'm also doing a smaller one which is going to be on a plinth, which would suit a smaller garden setting. So this is my other new piece for Chelsea, my peacock needle. This is the large version. I'm going to make a couple more that are going to be a little bit smaller. I quite enjoy working on peacocks and having peacock sculptures in my garden. They are the guardians of the garden.
Hello, my name's Brian Alabaster. I'm a sculptor living in Suffolk. Been an exhibitor at Chelsea now for, well, this would be 23 years, which doesn't seem very long looking back on it, but I suppose it's quite a long time. And I started sculpting now in the early 90s after reading some books on Renaissance Italian sculpture. The autobiography of Benvenuto Cellini was particularly inspirational for me, as he was a caster and a sculptor, so he was very involved in the whole process, melting the bronze, making the molds, casting the finished pieces. And that's something I've done throughout my career. I started off making my sculptures in a garden shed, casting them in lead and bronze, and have continued to do so, and like to have full control of the process right through from start to finish. I've always modelled from life. I started with my own children. Really, that was one of the reasons I started, was to want to record my children by photographing them, drawing them, and then sculpting them, which I did in clay, and then had to work out how to make that into a more durable material. So really it was by accident that I started to become a sculptor. It's only when people started to want to buy my work that it occurred to me I could actually make a living out of this, and have done now for 26, 27 years. And for the last 23, Chelsea has been integral to that progress.
Daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days. Daydreamer, kidnap me, have me running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot.
It's very strange to be here now in this time in May in my garden, enjoying myself and relaxing, when normally I'd be manically preparing, loading vans, finishing off pieces, making the stand with the team of people that work for me here, or work with me here. It's a very nice experience, really, in some ways, to be able to enjoy this. We really do feel for all those people that are much more affected by this than we are. The two pieces we're most proud of that we would have been showing this year are Nam Pet and Florrie Running in the Rain. I'm really disappointed not to be able to show these to other people to hear what they have to say about them. The Nam Pet piece is a squatting girl shown as a swimmer, cold, on the bank of a swimming pool, so she's grabbing her knees, and we made her with or without a hat, and my wife rather liked the hat idea. I wasn't too sure, so she's either got a swimming cap on or a hat on. And the other piece, Florrie, I've always wanted to make a sculpture of a girl running in, or a woman running in the rain, after seeing sculptures by Sidney Hartley, who's one of my favourite figurative sculptors, who made a number of pieces of women running with coats flapping in the wind. And he did one with a woman under an umbrella. But I had an idea of using a magazine, as people do if they don't have anything else to hand. So we ran around in circles under a hose pipe to achieve the desired pose. All that work will be here in our garden and available if people want to come and have a look. Social distancing rules applied, of course. Some of it James has kindly offered to exhibit on his Instagram page, and I hope that some of you are able to follow the links to my website and my Instagram page and maybe have a look at some of the other work that I have. And I hope that we all come through this safe and are able to meet old customers and new customers at Chelsea next year. We really look forward to it. So I hope that you find these interesting, and look forward to meeting some of you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Capel Tenison aboard the Sundials. I've been making sundials here in rural South Wales for about the last 25 years, and I honestly can't imagine doing anything else anymore. I've been a Chelsea neighbour of James Parker's for more years than I care to think about. Sadly, Chelsea Flower Show isn't happening this year, but I'm really honoured to be part of this film of James's, and I hope that in a small way it can bring us all together in these troubled times. I make sundials of all different sizes, designs and materials, from a brass topographic horizontal here up to a stainless steel armillary here. All my sundials are made specifically for the latitude and longitude where you live, making them incredibly accurate, but also they can be engraved with whatever dedications, mottos and so on that you want on the outside and on the inside, and the same applies to this horizontal here.
I take great pride and care in the realisation of every sundial commission, from the initial consultation at your house through to the ultimate installation. I have honed my skills over many years, and I'm lucky to have found a team of highly skilled and passionate craftsmen to work alongside through each of the many steps in the creation of your sundial.
All my armillaries are made specifically for the latitude and longitude of your garden. Now actually all sundials really do need to be made for the right latitude, but I'll explain how it works with an armillary. Well, that's the North Pole, that's the South Pole, that's the equator running around the middle. We are there on top. At the moment, you are standing on top of the world. If I was to hold a coin and let it drop, it would fall straight down, so I must be on top. Therefore, this is a model of the Earth made specifically for your garden, or in this case for my garden. And I can demonstrate that like this. So we are there on top. That's the equator. That's the band joining the poles, which is at 90 degrees. We are there on top. I'm at 52 degrees north of the equator, so that angle there will be 52 degrees. If you live in Scotland, I'll set that angle to 55 degrees. Or if you're in Cyprus, I'll make it for 45 degrees. Then that will change this angle here. The gnomon, the arrows will change it like this, and everything else will change around it. Now, we've also got the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn and the polar circles. You can see here that the axis of the Earth is at right angles to the hour band, as I said, and it's casting its shadow down onto the hour band, and it is saying just past 2:15, about 20 past 2. As the sun goes around the Earth throughout the year, in the summer it'll be coming in at this angle, and in the winter it'll be coming in at this angle. It will never be going beyond the tropics, because that's what the tropics are. They're the furthest reaches of the sun throughout the year. Sundials tell solar time, they don't tell Greenwich Mean Time. Midday Greenwich Mean Time is when the sun is directly over Greenwich in London, whereas I, for instance, am 3 degrees to the west of Greenwich. The sun takes 4 minutes to travel each degree, so it takes 12 minutes for the sun to get to me. But of course you want your sundial to be a model of the Earth, so this needs to point due north. This arrow points directly at the pole star. If at night you crouch down, sight along there, it'll point to Polaris, the pole star. You can't see it on this one because this one is set for London, but I will offset the hour band one way or the other depending on how far away you are. So if this one was actually made for me rather than made for London, that's 15. So 12 would be about there, so that line there would be in the middle, so that the sundial is pointing directly right, but the hour band is offset to take account of that 12 minutes.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Rupert Till, Brian Alabaster and Capel Tenison for their involvement. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.